Hey everybody, it's Chad. Everybody else's auto. It is Sunday evening, 7:30. Time for some Sunday night live chat. As you can see, we have company tonight. Yes, special guest Kevin Brown is here.
Hello.
And he found him a friend already.
For now, she hasn't ran off yet.
Yeah, you're still petting her. So.
Yeah.
You're a lunatic. Well, you found somebody to pay attention to. You're just going to hang out there for a bit, huh? Holy cow. All right, who's here ready to go? Looks like we got a good crowd on already. Matt's here, Pete's here, Dad's here, Big Red's on, JP, Kevin L, Glenn, Randy with the Nut Farm, Jim Petty's here. I think I caught most of you. Scrolled through them pretty quick. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. If I do, I apologize. Looks like Facebook is connecting, so we'll see if anybody jumps on there tonight. Dennis Chapman's here, Brian Dispatch as well, and that's right, Brian. Jimmy Carter passed away today, kind of crazy, 100 years old. So just saw that pop up earlier today. Shayla sent that to me. We were at the yard. Jeff from Ottawa's here. So anyway, I hope I've got the cameras and everything set where you guys can see us. If not, let us know. I'm trying to make things work here for everybody. Mary's here with us. So if I hope it's okay with you. If not, let us know. We'll try to tweak it. But anyway, like obviously Kevin's here tonight. We got a lot of things going on. So not only do we have Kevin here, we're going to do the raffle tonight, give away these toys, clean up some stuff in the auction boxes, talk about the gathering, talk about memberships, lots of stuff going on. But before we get too deep into that, Lee's here from New York. Charles is here. As always, a little bit of housekeeping. Please double check your comments. If autocorrect changes them to something I can't make out, I have to skip them. I try to catch most comments, but please double check your autocorrect before you hit send. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page. You'll need to be on that page or the Nobody Show YouTube channel so I can see your comments. If you just want to watch there and hang out, you're perfect. Trolls, we do occasionally get trolls on here. We've got Kevin L. and Pete helping us out with those. We have also changed this to subscriber only. So if you're new joining us, please hit that subscribe button, and here in 5 minutes, you will be able to comment. Super chats are great, and we are dealing with ads. That is a YouTube deal. Unfortunately, that is not under our control. We just have to work around them and do what we can. So anyway, obviously, Kevin's here tonight. So you're already preoccupied.
I'm getting mauled, yeah.
Holy cow, Cat.
That is, usually cats don't hang around me that long.
Well, you seem to be happy, Great Kitty.
She must be lonely. So I hope by being here on raffle night, I don't have Austin's luck
that
he had.
Yeah. So, obviously, we're glad Kevin's here tonight. There you go. No, she's done.
No, I about dropped her.
That answered that question. So, you drove in today. Had a good trip down, I take it.
I did. Beautiful weather. Stopped and saw some cars along the way. Got me a little late.
Has a tendency to happen.
Yeah, but you can't pass them by on a good sunny day. 50 degrees and sunny all the way down from South Dakota. That is hard to beat.
And there's Tractor Mike joining us tonight. So, you're here. You're from here.
I lived here in junior high in 74, 5, and 6. And,
okay.
So then I had two uncles here. One passed away this year, so I'm coming down to see the other one. And so I got two aunts and an uncle. I try to get down there. They're getting old, so try and make it down a little bit.
So, but you actually lived in Great Bend for a few years then. I
did. So the people who come to the gathering, they're the yellow house 2 blocks away. That's where we lived, in that house. So odd story. 5 years ago, I happened to be down there for work. I saw the house. I stopped, took some pictures of the lady walking her dog, and she's looking at me. So I pulled over and she said, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Well, we used to live in this house in the 70s." And she looked at me and she goes, "Are you Kevin?" And it scared her. In that age, I was got in a little trouble at times, but she was friendly.
Although it looked like you were casing her house.
Well, when she knew my name, I was worried.
Well, we're glad you're here. Anything you want to talk about tonight while you're here?
I know I've put a couple of pictures on the thing. Hold on. Let me get my volume now. I've been, this week I invited 3 new people. Hopefully a couple of them show up, that I look at the numbers all the time. Hopefully we can get that number up to 100 someday. Subscribe. That's kind of my goal in the thing. But other than that, pick up my box of stuff. I have Chad hold it so I can come down, give me a reason to come see my uncle every once in a while. So. And an odd story, if you were at the gathering, I mentioned that the only reason I was there was because of Jan. That's a true story. She's my uncle's neighbor. And that's how I found out about this. Janice, Chad's mother-in-law, if I can say that.
Yeah. Alex here with us on Facebook. Mark's here. Mark's here giving you a bad time.
Oh, I know. I had to remind him.
All right. Tractor Mike is having a nobody's watch party. All right. Looks like they're having fun out there. All right. So anyway, we'll kind of keep working through our normal episode that I've got built. If you've got questions for Kevin as we're going through here, be sure to throw them up. I think we can see most of the comments here. And we'll start working through this evening's chat, getting ready for the raffle, and have a good time. That was actually Kevin's got his iPad here. That was the music that kicked up because he's getting ready to make sure he's ready to go on the auctions here after a while.
That's right.
Latoya here on Facebook as well. So anyway, there's Bill Disc. Glad you guys all made it. So first off, some things to talk about before we get to the raffle. I know you guys are waiting for the raffle. We'll get to it here shortly. Steve's here. Memberships, YouTube memberships. We've had, I think, 5 of you guys sign up. I told you we were going to do something kind of cool for the first batch of inaugural members. Kevin was one of the first members, jumped on right away. Neil's here with us. I think what I'm going to do, and this is going to be anybody that signs up by January 1st, which would be Wednesday. If you sign up by January 1st, I'm going to have you guys are familiar with the coasters that my friend Tom makes for us. The laser engraves these or something. I don't know. I mean, they hold up. You can't scratch them. You can't scratch any of the stuff off of them. I think I'm going to have him make a run of inaugural member coasters for anybody that is signed up by the 1st of January. So I don't know how the YouTube membership program works. Scott's here, whether it goes like the 1st through the 30th of the month, or if you join on the 15th, if it goes to the 15th, I don't know. But that's why I'm going to go say anybody that signed up by the January 1st is going to be included in the inaugural membership coaster batch. That way, if you want to wait till the 1st, just in case that's how it works, I don't know. That way you can do that. So the information into the raffles is in the description part of the video with PayPal, or you can send me the check or whatever for the next raffle tonight. It's a little late. We're drawing for these here shortly, but all that information is in the text part of the video. So Farmers Be Broke needs Waycamp to buy his membership for Tractor Mike. So, like I said, still kind of new to this membership thing. I'm kind of figuring it out as we go. But like we've talked about, there's the base membership. Then there is a premium membership, which was going to give you videos a week early. And then there is the training membership, which and I've had a few guys ask about it. Once we get a few guys ready to commit on that, we will determine when we want to do a weekly or bi-weekly live. But we will do at least a couple of lives per month included with that, talking about how I do what I do. And it will also allow those people to ask me questions about something they found or something that I think something's worth buying. Is there a demand for it? It will be just a chat specifically for the guys in that group that want to learn about how I do what I do. So any of those memberships, whether it's the base membership or whether you sign up for the training membership, everybody will be included in the inaugural coaster run. And depending on how many we need to run, that's what we'll run. There's baling wire. So I think that's what we're going to do. How do we sign up, says Brian? It is a YouTube thing. Kevin, how did you do it? Was it pretty simple? Or
It was, but I don't remember how I did it. You told us that night.
You just kind of fumbled through it, popped up, you hit the button, and it went.
It did. You were explaining it that night.
Okay. Was there a button or an icon or something from your guys' end?
There was something. I'm not seeing it here, but I don't remember.
Well, Neil, you could learn to be awesome, but you hang out with Chad Reynolds too. So since you hang out with Chad Reynolds, I mean that's a pretty tough level of awesomeness to compete with, or kind of something like that. Does that sound good? So anyway, that's.
So I clicked on the 3 dots on the right-hand side of your description.
Okay.
And this come up. I assume that's where I joined.
Okay.
Maybe one of the guys who are smarter with computers can describe it.
So that's what we're working on, Mark. So if there is a, you thought there was a button with like 3 little dots in it, you hit that and maybe it popped up or something?
Yeah. I'll show you what it is.
Okay.
So these 3 dots here.
Okay. There's across the bottom, looking at Kevin's iPad, it says share and clip, and there's a circle with 3 dots in it. Try to hit that and see if that'll give you guys what you need.
We got shakes tonight. No. What the hell? I thought that's what it was.
Okay, there we go. Nut Farm, you've got to be on a PC. He said there is a join button next to the channel name on a PC. Okay, that clarifies that. Thanks. Appreciate that, Randall.
You know what? I told you the wrong thing. It says see perks on mine.
Okay, or it said see perks on Kevin's iPad. So look for a join button on a PC or see perks, a black button that says see perks on like a tablet. So anyway, hopefully that helps some of you guys out. And like I said, we'll get a batch of those coasters run. I have a design put together. If it works, I sent it to Tom that makes this stuff for us, and he thought it was going to work. There goes the river of hearts. I love the hearts, guys. I appreciate that. So we'll get a run of those made. If you want, I've got the picture on my phone. I think of the what I designed. If you guys want to see it, if it works,
here's Mark Kirk's picture. So where mine says see perks, it'll say join, a black circle.
A black circle, a black box that says join on that's on a laptop or something, the way it looks. Or
yeah, I mean,
okay. See perks or join. Watch for those buttons as well. And we'll see how things go with the membership groups. So the C perks is after you've joined. Since Kevin already joined, that makes perfect sense. Thanks, Randall. Randall's got this stuff down pat. Good thing we got him keeping us in line here on this. So anyway, that is started off and we're rolling. We'll see how it goes from here. If there's things that you guys see that you think we should do different, add to the memberships or whatever, just let me know. It's all Greek to me. We're kind of working through it together. But that's kind of the way I've got it set up as of right now. So along with that, there will be a couple days where I don't post because there will be members-only videos till the following week here coming up after the first of the year before they are made public. So anyway, we'll see how it goes because I don't know because I've never done it before. But we're working on it, and we'll see what we can make happen. Let's see. Tractor Mike likes perks. Okay. I think everybody does. So along with the memberships, the next thing that we do need to discuss is the gathering. We've been working on that. Pete and I have been talking. We've talked about the dates, looking at April 26th. We had initially a couple weeks ago talked about the 20th and the 26th. There's Rusty Okie. Andy's here with us. The 20th is Easter, so that pretty much leaves us at the 26th. I have talked to Ryan at the brewery, and he said that's good with him. We are welcome back there, shockingly. Apparently we didn't get too far out of hand. So there's Austin. Austin's over on Facebook tonight. So working on plans for the gathering. Like we've talked about in the past, we're going to charge $20 this year. That is primarily to cover food and expenses. I did talk to my buddy Mark, and he did agree to smoke another brisket for us. So that was pretty tasty.
That was great.
So that was a pretty good lunch. I mean, so he's going to whip some meat up for us for lunch. We've got the brewery nailed down. I'm thinking Ryan doesn't have anybody nailed down for food. I think the Flatlanders is good with me. I hope you guys like Flatlanders. We may try to get them back if that's cool with you guys that were here. The Flatlanders pizza, that was some pretty tasty pizza. I think I only eat one. I've only had one kind, and I eat it every time, so it's pretty tasty to me. So I
think most of us ate the same kinds after your recommendation.
Well, it was pretty tough to beat that Wilbur. Yeah. So I like meat on my pizza when it comes with sausage and I don't know, sausage, pepperoni, bacon. I mean, it's like
It was loaded. It was good.
Yeah. So, yep, right. Tractor Mike, the brewery is a good time. So, Austin's on the road out with friends, so that's why he's on Facebook. So, Buick Man made it tonight, and that's right. And that's something else Charles just mentioned. They have wings as well. Shayla had their wings last night. She said they were excellent. I'm not a big wings person, especially when their pizza's that good. So, wings are messy and a lot of work. I can order a Wilbur and I can sit there and stuff it in my face and enjoy it, and that makes me happy. So,
with good beer,
yes. So, anyway, we'll see if we can get that all nailed down. But tentatively, it's looking like it's coming together pretty similar to last year. Like I said, last year was kind of an experiment. It seemed to work. If this year goes well, we may try to, add something to it next year. I don't know. But for this year, I think we're going to pretty much follow the same format. We'll be at the yard in the morning. We'll have some lunch. We'll come to town and look at my cars and go look at Dad's cars a little later in the afternoon, and then back to the brewery Saturday evening. So that's pretty much, I think, going to be a very similar schedule. Like I said, we're going to charge $20 and that's just going to go to pay for the food and stuff like that. I'm going to try to get something, once again for the attendees this year. I got to figure that out as well. But we're going to have to cap it, I think, at 35 people is kind of the number I've got in the back of my head. Tim's here with us. Tractor Mike's a fan of the Wilbur as well. I think we all were after last time. Yeah. Reason being, last year we had, Pete, Rico, my dad, and Kevin, I think is going to help us out this year as far as being in different parts of the yard with a can of WD-40 in case a hood gets stuck. I don't want anybody to bend anything up. And then also if somebody needs something, if one of those guys calls me or texts me, I know where they're at in the yard, where I need to go, things like that. So similar format on that as well. Yes, sir. Yeah, Andy, April 26th is what we're looking at. So that's kind of what we're thinking about. There's Leo. So pretty much basically the same type of format. It seemed to work last year. We'll see how it goes this year. And hopefully we'll have some fun. Capping it at 35 people, I think, is going to keep it manageable, especially with these guys helping in the yard, getting lunch out there, things like that. Are we going to fill that? I don't know. We may not even fill that. But I mean, just to be fair with everybody, I want to tell everybody that right now, right up front, that if it fills up and you decide last minute you want to come, unless we get a last minute cancellation, we've just got to keep it manageable.
I got to warn you, Mark Kirk retires in 2 days. He'll be more wound up this year than he was last year.
You got to get a leash for him or something.
Yeah, I think
he was a little excited.
He was, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff to look at, so.
Yeah, he went back with the box, so he was happy.
So that's kind of what we're looking at. And basically the way we're going to manage it, Pete's going to send this email out to everybody on the list. If you're not on the email list, please get your email to Pete so he can get you included on the correspondence. And once I get $20 from somebody, Pete and I will stay in communication as to who is locked in for sure. And we'll start building that list out. That will also give us, like I said, an idea of how much food. That's a good point, Leo. Here, we'll give these to Kevin.
There you go.
There you go.
I won't be as fast as Austin. I will tell you, Chad let me hold this last year. And if you haven't, it's more awesome if you touch it than it is really cool.
That's a pretty good one.
Yep. Almost did an upside down Auburn. That'd be bad.
Thanks for that, Leo. We got a little behind on that. Pete said Mark was like a kid in a candy store. Hey, there's Nate. So Buick Man probably going to be in New Orleans. So that I understand that happens. I know it doesn't always work for everybody. We just try to do what we can. So, but like I said, as we get your $20 payment, we will have a list, and Mark just volunteered you to pay his $20.
I'll be the first one to pay. Since I'm sitting here tonight.
Well, Mark just volunteered to pay his too.
Yeah, I know.
You're just ignoring that comment?
I think he's ignoring your comment about a leash is what he's ignoring. So, no, I'll take care of it.
So we'll get that list put together, and we'll see how it goes. Now, one other thing I wanted to ask you guys was hotels. Do you guys want to be on your own? Do you want me to set something up? I know last year the hotel was a little pricier than some of you guys wanted, and it wasn't a cheap one. I understand that. I've got another option. I know there's a guy that bought a hotel here this year that is it's a pretty decent hotel. It's probably a little dated, but it's a pretty decent place. And I'm sure he would set us up at a little better rate if you guys were interested in trying to stay, a lot of you, in one place. Or you can do your own deal. That's completely up to you guys. It depends on what kind of feedback we get on that as to whether or not we decide to do that on hotels. So that's whatever you guys want me to do. That's how we'll try to handle that. So
do they have a list of all the hotels in town? Can we get one of them?
Yeah, we could get a list of hotels too if we wanted to do that.
So,
and we might be able to get that and put that with with the email or something too. So that's completely up to you guys. If you wanted to try to get a block where several of you were staying in the same place, or whether you guys don't really care, it's totally up to you. So, but anyway, that's where we're at on the gathering information.
I'm gonna attempt it the triple. Never seen before that I've seen anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we're live. I just got a text that somebody can't see the live. I don't know what. Oh, it's Kenny. Let me let him know we're on.
Mike's not volunteering for double bunking apparently.
My aunt just stayed at that hotel, said the beds were great. So, yeah. So that's totally whatever you guys decide to do. Airbnb at the yard. I don't know if that would work out too well. So, there's Austin. Yeah, you did see all the badges in one shot.
Hopefully you're going to play over your sobriety time. You're healed up.
Okay.
Come on.
There's Ryan right there. Ryan's on with us on Facebook. We just got done talking about you. None of it was any good either, of course. But no, we are ready, Ryan. I don't know if you had time to talk to Josh or not, but everybody's ready for April 26th. Ryan Fairchild with Dry Lake Brewing. It's his brewery, and he is on with us right now on Facebook. So we're all looking forward to it. That's right, Ryan. I figured you would be. He's used to everybody talking bad about him. Just another normal day for the brewmaster. So perfect, Ryan. That'd be awesome. I think everybody was pretty happy with some Flatlanders, and would probably be looking forward to it again this year if that works. If it doesn't work for your schedule, we'll work around whatever you've got. But I think everybody liked Flatlanders. So anyway, Austin's on the way home from eating barbecue and didn't bring us any. Figures.
Omaha, the barbecue capital of the world, huh?
So anyway, moving forward, a couple more things real quick, guys, before we get to the raffle. I know a lot of you guys were curious about Christmas. I told you last week what we were doing with our Amazon pallet. We bought a pallet of Amazon mystery boxes for Christmas. And then we drew, and whatever colored bow you got, that's what you got in that Amazon box. Well, we had John Sanderson made it. Glad you're here, John. There goes the hearts. Love the hearts. That's awesome. So we did that for Christmas. We drew the bows and we grabbed the boxes and we cut them open. We had 24 Amazon boxes, and they were pretty good sized boxes that we bought for the whole family. Well, 4 of the boxes were just like a mystery box from Amazon, had all kinds of junk in them. My nephew got my nephew did get an Oktoberfest costume, like the viewer mentioned last week, only it was for a girl. He put it on anyway, Eddie got to wear his Waldo costume, and no, didn't get a gray kitty in a box. However, the other 20 boxes of Amazon returns were plastic shoe boxes. Yes, we got 20 boxes with 2 boxes each of plastic shoe boxes in them. And there's 12 in a box. So I think we have like 480 of these. So it made for a memorable Christmas. Everybody got the exact same thing. Plastic shoe boxes. Fine quality plastic shoe boxes. So all you guys were asking last week were curious how the Amazon pallet was going to turn out. If you like plastic shoe boxes, it was amazing. If plastic shoe boxes are not very exciting to you or anybody else on the face of the planet for that matter, that's what we got. Yep, Amazon screwed us.
How much was the pallet?
They were $50 a box.
Wow, that's pretty expensive shoe boxes.
Well, it's actually, we looked them up, and these things are like $60 for a box of 12.
Wow.
Yeah, they're $59.99 for a box of 12 on Amazon. True, it is better than Toyota parts because those are worthless, even more worthless than these. So I didn't either, Pete. Did not know they made plastic shoe boxes, but we did get a crash course in the plastic shoe box market as we opened box after box after box after box of plastic shoe boxes. I don't think you can return the pallet, no. Beer holders. I don't know how these would work for a beer, but I don't know. But I know that we had a good discussion about it last week. You guys were all curious how it went. That's how it went. 40 boxes of plastic shoe boxes is what we got. And 4 boxes of funny stuff.
I think everyone that comes to gathering is going to get a shoe box,
Yeah.
It sounds like.
So anyway, you guys were curious. That's how it went. And that's how it worked out. But it is a crapshoot. You'd have no idea what you're getting. We just didn't expect to get everything being the same thing. But put a lot of cereal in one of those. That's true. Toy storage. I never thought about sliding a whole 12-pack in there.
I think it's bigger than a 12-pack. It might be an 18.
I don't know. Where'd my tape measure go? 14, 10, 6.
Everyone measure your beer can.
Yeah. But it was fun. One thing about it is we won't ever forget the shoebox Christmas. It was memorable. He will give us $2 to put Gray Kitty in one.
That might be a fight.
That would probably be a fight, yeah, because that's not a very big box to put a cat in. So anyhow, that's how it went. You guys were curious. And as we opened them, it was just box after box. And finally, it just ended up being kind of one of those wah, 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 wah moments, you know, after the 8th or 10th box of the same thing. So, Saab emblem search going. Oh no, I had an Audi emblem. I was like, I don't have it ready for tonight, but I did have a couple Audi emblems. I was trying to rack my brain there for you, Planet Wisconsin, when you said Saab. I was like, did I get a Saab? No, it was Audi stuff. I got a couple Audi emblems. So anyway, should we give some stuff away before we move forward?
We better have a drink.
Yeah, better have a drink before we do that. So,
well, so Mark Kirk's got a box for you. I wonder if he's got any extra Saab emblems.
I don't know.
So, Austin, I said earlier before you got on, I hope I don't have your luck during the raffle when you were sitting here.
All right. Well, real quick, we'll go through who got in this week. We had a few more entries come in this week. And then we're going to draw for these toys. This week, Matt Williams, Alec Blanchett, and Big Job all got in this week. Now, remember, first name's going to get your choice. You got the Marks race car. You got the sightseeing Japanese 10 bus. Or the killer cab over style steak truck. All right. You can hold that one, Kevin.
There you go. Display it. That is cool.
That's a good looking truck.
This is 30s, you think? 40s?
40s.
40s.
All right. First name gets first choice.
I might not have to set this down.
That's true. All right. Yeah, it's a great piece, JP. There's no doubt about it. Kevin hoping he does not have to sit it down.
My gambling isn't that good.
Well, we're about to find out. Randy Ellenberger, the Nut Farm. What's your choice, Randy? Get my notes ready here. See which one he wants. Give him a second. Nut Farm. Hope he's still here with us.
He was just on there a minute ago.
Yeah, he was on tonight. Give him a minute here and see if he's here with us, and if not, we'll keep moving forward. There goes the hearts. I love the hearts. You out there, Nut Farm? Well, maybe he jumped off. There we go. Yep, cab over.
Dang. That was close. You want to back up here?
We'll just sit him over there off the side. All right. Let's yank out another name. Joe's Classics is here. What do we got here? Alan Harper. Alan with us tonight? I don't think I've seen Alan on yet tonight. Let's see. Let's give him a second, see if he's just hiding out there in the wings for his choice. Yep, Alan wants the bus. Perfect. That's going to Alan. Kevin will sit that off the side for us, and we'll give away the Marks race car. One more name, as long as it's not Alan or Randall. And let's see what we got. Austin. So Austin gets the Marks race car. All right. That one heading to Austin. We'll have Kevin set that off the side for us. And then we'll draw one more for entries into next month's raffle. I haven't decided for sure what we're going to do, but I think we're going to do mystery boxes again. We haven't done those in a while. So
Mystery shoe boxes.
Mystery shoe box. Well, they're not much of a mystery when they're clear, though. Oh, look at that.
There you go. I think everybody wants a shoebox.
No, look what Austin said.
I didn't. Oh. Well, Austin, I don't collect toys, to be honest with you. I mean, I hate to say that, but I'll bring it home with me. I'm going to Fremont here in a couple weeks. I'll meet up with you. I wanted to take a tour of your yard anyway.
All right, let's see who is going to start off next month's raffle. Oh, Randy Ellenberger. He already won. Can only win once in the drawing. Dennis Chapman. So we'll get Dennis's name in there for next month's raffle to kick us off.
Oh, I better celebrate that. Good drawing.
Yeah.
I think that's 2 Auburns in a row, though. We can't have that.
All right. Let's see. What do we got going on here? Oh, Ryan texted me. Let's see. Yep. We got to get some of this stuff with Ryan going and get Ryan's got some good ideas. We're going to have some fun at the brewery this year, I think. So, anyhow, we'll see what we do. I think we'll do some mystery boxes. You'll get some license plates, some small toys, throw them in some boxes, shake them up, tape them up, and mix them up, and you'll pick a number, and that's what you'll get. I promise they won't be all shoe boxes. I can tell you that much. So anyway, new inventory, promo model, badges and caps, story time, all coming up. And we'll do some auction stuff, and we'll do some magazine stuff. We got a full episode, so we better keep moving. Anyway, new inventory, had a couple things come in this week. 1987 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, and one that you've all been waiting on, and super excited about it, the 1955 Ford Mobile Oil Bulk Fuel Truck is here. So that I think you guys are going to be excited to see that. That's a good-looking old truck. Last tagged in the early 90s. I got the full fuel bed on it. The old mobile stickers are still there, kind of faded, and it's a sharp old truck. So excited about that one. I know you guys will be as well. Promo model time. Let's catch some badges and caps. Actually, we got a hood ornament and a cap tonight. So tonight's promo from the Chevrolet collection that Dad and I went to that big auction here a couple months ago and bought just some knockout Chevy promos. Tonight's promo, the 1956 Bel Air 4-door hardtop in ivory and matador red, almost kind of an orangey based red. This is a 4-door hardtop. The first year that this was available on a Chevrolet, we can see it obviously has 4 doors with 4 door handles, but it is pillarless. So the first year of the 4-door hardtop design that was available in Chevrolet, this one does have a little bit of warp to it. Most of these don't, but this one is early enough. It does even have a little bit of warp. It's got a little warp to the roof. Billy Bowman's here, and we can see some warpage here on the sides of the body lines. We can also see on the bottom of this while we're here that this is a bank. Pappy's here. On the bottom, it says to help you save for a rainy day or help you buy your new Chevrolet. I don't know if you guys will be able to make that out very clearly or not. On the bottom of it, this even a more plain bottom than the other ones. This is just a flat piece of plastic with the bank slot and holes for the axles in it. As with all these promos, it's not beat up. It's not chipped up. The corners of the bumpers are intact. It's original tires, original wheels, original hubcaps. One thing they did were kind of chintzy on these 56s is the taillight assemblies. They were literally, you can see the way they're recessed, like they didn't have the taillight assemblies in them. And they are actually just kind of a flat piece of trim that are in the recessed areas. So that was one thing I thought was kind of odd. However, they are there. They just look weird. Now inside, obviously, this has some tinted glass on it because there is no interior in it because this one is a bank. It has the bank part inside there. So nothing to really show inside of there. So this does have kind of fogged glass type windows in it. So no, they can come up Rusty Ogie. That's fine too. We'll just have to count them, on our head count is all. So there it is, another one from the Chevrolet promo collection, the 1956 Bel Air 4-door hardtop in ivory and Matador red. Having a lot of fun with these. We still got a ton of cool Chevy promos to get to. We're just getting into the tip of the iceberg on them, and there's some really cool stuff coming up. Like I said, we ended up with 49 of the 84. So that's going to be pretty much a year's worth.
That's
just pert near. So anyway, hanging in there?
I am. I did have one. I forgot to tell you the story.
Okay.
I was at a yard yesterday. Two brothers, I told you. One Ford, one Chevy. It's on the 80-acre old farm. You guys got a 69 F100 custom cab, factory bucket seats with a 390.
I've heard of those before.
It's the first one I've ever, and it doesn't have a fuel tank behind the seat. It had a factory toolbox. It's crazy.
There was in Old Cars Weekly, they had an article on a 66 custom cab that had bucket seats here a few months ago. So yeah, there's a few of them out there, but it's very few.
Oh yeah.
Was the actual 4-door Bel Air not posted at the back door? No, they actually had a regular sedan or a hardtop, Alec, that was available either way. So this was just in 56 was the first year that a pillarless 4-door hardtop was available in Chevrolet or Pontiac. I believe it was available in Buick in 55, but 56 was the first year for Cadillac or Pontiac or Chevrolet in the 4-door hardtop. So these were available with or without the post and a sedan or a hardtop in 56. So was it a stick?
The pickup?
Yeah.
No, it's automatic actually.
So it was a loaded up one.
It was, yeah. I should have took pictures. Next time I go by, I'll put some on the Nobody's page.
Okay. Speaking of which, if you guys aren't on there, be sure to hit the Nobody's page on Facebook. All you guys are doing an amazing job with your posts and the camaraderie on there. So it's super exciting to see the way that's taken off. So be sure to jump on there, answer the questions. Andy or Zach will get you in on that page. So anyway, where are we at? That was the promo model. We're ready for some badges and caps. What do you got? Anything you got going right now? You got more badges of those? Yeah, there you go.
Gotta get ready.
All right. Starting off with a hood ornament tonight. This one from a truck that Rico brought out. You guys that came out to the gathering last year, remember Rico brought a pickup with him that he traded in on the 50 Studebaker Champion convertible. And Rico is going to build that car. He is super excited about it. He always wanted a cool 50s convertible. And he's like, man, there ain't much cooler than a bullet nose ragtop if you want to build a custom car. So 80 members on the Nobodies now. Let's see if we can get that up to 100. So this hood ornament actually came off of the truck that Rico brought out and traded in. And this is an odd duck. There can't be very many of these there. Yeah, Bill Disk was there that day. The pickup that Rico brought out and traded in was a 1954 Studebaker that was a factory V8 automatic truck, which had to be, I mean, there wasn't hardly anything that was V8 at that point, much less an automatic in a pickup and being a Studebaker. That truck used its own specific hood ornament. And this is it. The V8 hood ornament off of the 54 Studebaker pickup that Rico brought out and traded in. This is an odd duck. It is unique. Almost looks like a stingray, swimming through the ocean with its wings up or something. I don't know.
It does. That's cool.
I don't know what it looks like to you, but it's kind of weird. It is. I mean, it obviously is supposed to be a V8, but it is a unique one. Totally different than anything I was familiar with.
Yeah, especially sideways. It has that stingray look with the droop nose.
Yeah, that's true. Glad Jay's watching us there with Tractor Mike. So yeah, this is a really unique piece. It is pop metal, chrome plated pop metal. It's 14 inches long and 6 inches wide on the wingspan, I guess is the best way to put it. Just mounted right to the top of the hood. But it is something definitely different that you don't see very often. I don't think I've ever seen one. If I didn't take it off the truck, I don't know if I'd even know what it fit. It's such an odd duck. We can see it does have some pitting down in here in the grooves, but it's a great display piece. It's a great ornament for a collection, and excited about it. And I don't want to sell it, Tractor Mike. So definitely a different one there.
Well, if Mike can give you 25, I'll give you 26 today. Yeah. I'll beat him out right now.
And there was a mention about working more caps in. Hey, you and me, you ain't the only one baling wire. I wouldn't have known what it was if I didn't take off the truck because I'd never seen one before. But there was comments about working more caps in. I don't know if we necessarily need to have a specific cap segment. But if we go to one badge or ornament and one cap every Sunday, that would definitely make sure we're getting some more caps in. If you guys are cool with that. If you want 2 badges and ornaments and a cap, we can do that too. That's whatever you guys want. But, that's what I thought we would try to work into doing at least 1 badge ornament and 1 cap in this segment. So if you guys want more than that, you just let me know. If that's cool with you, let me know. We'll go with whatever you guys want to do. But tonight's cap is a very interesting one, sticking with our truck theme from our friends at Diamond T. Now, I don't know a lot about Diamond T, so I don't know for sure what year this was off of. It is a pretty decent sized cap. It is just a hub type cap. So I'm thinking this was off of a pretty good sized truck, wouldn't you think?
It looks heavy.
Yeah. So this is a chrome plated steel cap. One thing about Diamond T was always an upper scale truck. Even the way they did their T was always a very fancy type font. You all right there, Nut Farm? Those are some big eyeballs. Yeah, Joe, that hood ornament did take some real estate up on that hood, too. This cap here, it's 8 inches across the back. So this is just strictly for a hub assembly, I think. And it's as big, almost as big as a regular dog dish cap for a car. So that's why I'm thinking this was probably off a bigger truck. The diamond is actually stamped in as well as the T. Obviously, we can see this was a black background. And we see these rings stamped around here. That's all stamped into the cap and was painted black. The backside.
This is 47, 48, isn't
it? That's a flatter one, I think.
I'll keep looking.
Okay. You can kind of see where some of that was stamped in the back. But, and also it's fairly deep for one of these. Whoa, baling wire. I don't know what that little dude is, but he's pretty excited. So that's kind of a unique one as well. The Diamond T cap and the Studebaker V8 hood ornament. Thanks, Brian. Glad you guys enjoyed the video. If you didn't catch the video from Friday night, where we drove the little Maserati TC home from Meekum, Tractor Mike followed me. We did make it back, barely, but we did make it. Glad you enjoyed them, Greg. We got 2 of your favorites right there in one segment. So yeah, if you didn't catch the video of the little Chrysler Maserati TC that we bought at Meekum, jumped in it, drove it home, 250 plus miles on a car that I had never even seen until an hour before I bought it. We made it. It was a little sketchy, but we made it. Definitely going to need some, I think it's going to need some tires and get that power steering leak figured out. But glad you enjoyed it, Glenn. So if you missed that, check it out. I hope you guys like the way it came out. I did try to put some time into that, trying to make sure it came out and it looked halfway decent. But as always, Meekum is always an adventure. That's why Tractor Mike and I always go. Dad usually goes. We got a pretty good group that usually goes, and we always have a ton of fun. But yeah, so check that one out in case you missed it. Driving that little Chrysler home. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it.
They had the Kansas City auction on Motor Trend, I believe, Friday or Saturday night.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
So thanks, guys. I'm glad you liked it. I tried to put all those clips together so it you could kind of follow along with what was going on, but lots of pieces to put in that thing together with the whole story. Tractor Mike did shoot some clips driving down the highway, but he's got an Android and I've got an iPhone. So the transfer between the two, it was super blurry. So we did try to get some driving videos from Tractor Mike. They wouldn't come through clear enough to where you could make out there was a car there, but it was pretty blurry. So story time. You guys ready for some story time? I've gotten a lot of great feedback on story time. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. And we've got another fun one tonight. So we'll go ahead and get ready to get into story time. How you doing, Kevin? You got anything else to add right now? Just jump in whenever you do.
One of these.
Yeah, there you go. What do you think of that, guys?
This is one of my favorite parts. I'm glad I get to see it up close. It's kind of hard to read over the internet.
Because the car was so fast, I'm pretty sure that probably wasn't it.
So what's it got for an engine?
That Maserati? It's a 3-liter Chrysler, a Mitsubishi-based 3-liter V6, which Chrysler used in a gajillion things back then. So it's a pretty tried and true drivetrain. It's extremely common. They did make kind of an odd one. They made those cars for 3 years, 89, 90, and 91. 89, they were a Turbo 4, the basic Chrysler Turbo 4. However, they did have kind of an exotic 16-valve head on, I think 500 of them got that exotic head, which I don't think was all that great. But after the 90 and 91s, which the 90 and 91s were the same car. They were all built at the same time. They sold them up to so long as a 90, and then the last batch were 91s, but they were the exact same car. Were all the Mitsubishi-based 3-liter V6 that they used them in minivans and Fifth Avenues and Daytonas and everything else. Basically, everything they made that was front-wheel drive platform was available in. So, I hope it wasn't Tractor Mike's blurry eyes. He was driving Dad's pickup. So anyway, back to story time. You like story time?
I do. It's amazing how detailed your dad did this back in the day.
and like I said, and I've had a lot of great comments from you guys, so I appreciate that. It's fun for me as well, and even for Dad, I think, because he's going back and remembering this stuff from basically 1977. At least that's in the book we're at right now. This all started in around 76 and went up into the mid 80s. So we've still got a lot of scrapbooks to go, guys. If you guys keep enjoying it, we got a lot of work to do to work through these. So I'm glad you guys are having fun. Leonard Walter says hello.
That's good. So Leonard's, I had a picture on the Nobodies of a brown Ford pickup. So Leonard's from St. Louis. I met him one week, and the next week we met in South Dakota, and he bought that pickup. so now it's at my shop, and it's amazing. That thing is pretty clean and runs like a top. Need a little tinkering, but he'd like a little kid at Christmas time.
So anyway, going back to 1977 on this one, and I hope you guys will be able to see this one. It's kind of funny, and there was some truth to that. I really did like this car when I was a kid. The 1970 Buick Electra 225, I believe this one was even a limited. And yes, it does say Chad's favorite. Mom wrote that in the scrapbook. That I have no idea why, but I really like that car. From what I remember, and there again, I was 3. No, actually, I wasn't even 3. I was 2.5. I think this being a limited, it had the fancy cloth seats with like a pattern in it. I could be completely wrong. Because this was a couple of days ago. Like I said, this was summer of 77, so I literally would have been 2.5 years old. So that's kind of, in my tiny little brain, that's what I'm remembering, is this had a kind of a real fancy pattern cloth type interior that I thought was super cool. It was a medium blue 70 Electra limited 4-door hardtop. So, what was the scoop on this car? Well, let's go back to June 13th, 1977. That was like 47 and a half years ago. Holy cow. Dad bought the car from the Buick dealership where he worked at, Dub Buick Olds Cadillac, for the price of $100 and a $3 title fee. So it was $103 for this 1970 Electra. It had 120,000 miles on 119,859 miles on June 13th, 1977. And when I look at the work order sheet that Mom and Dad kept on all these cars, when I look up here at the very first line, and I had to ask Dad this because there was no ticket for parts. R&R engine and transmission, 17 hours. Okay. Well, I didn't see a ticket for an engine. I didn't see a ticket for an overhaul kit. I didn't see anything like that. So I asked Dad if he remembered what happened with that car. Well, the reason it was $100 or $103 is it had a bad motor when they traded it in. So what he did is another guy that worked at the dealership had a 69 Electra that had just been crashed. Somebody had just hit him. But it ran fine. However, 69 was a 430, 70 was a 455. But they essentially the same thing. So he bought the 69 Electra and swapped the motor and tranny out of the crashed Electra into the 70 with the bad motor. So to put that into perspective, the first ticket we're going to look at kind of tells you that Dad was pretty busy at that point in time. We're going to flip through some of these tickets here and get back to the ticket from the rental center here in Great Bend. I can't read the whole name. But on July 9th, so he bought this car June 13th. On July 9th, Dad rented a cherry picker, hydraulic engine hoist. Okay? Didn't have a cherry picker at the time. You remember he's working in a single car garage that he put a little shed on the front of, so he had a little more room in the front. Other than that, it was a single car, no heat, basic one car garage with a little extension on the front. So he rented this cherry picker for $5. He checked it out at 10:40 a.m. on July 9th. And remember, he had to pull the motor out of the 69 Electra, pull the 430, pull the 455 out of the 70 Electra, and sit the 430 into the 70 Electra. But he had to rent the cherry picker to do it. So at 10:40 a.m., he checked it out on July 9th, and at 5:45 p.m. on July 9th, he turned it back in. So pulled two motors. I'm sure it wasn't running. I'm sure he had to hook it back up. I'm sure all the accessories and everything weren't on it. But he pulled two and had one and had the replacement one sitting down in the frame rails, basically between 11 o'clock and 5:30 that day. That's a lot of boogieing. Just moving the cars around is a lot of work, especially, and you got to remember, he's working in a single car garage. So if he had one in the driveway, he had to pull the motor and then shove it out in the street and then shove the other one back up into the driveway just to work on it. Or he did one of them in the street. I don't know. But that's a lot of work.
It is. Steve get the Hudson for his hard work. That was good.
But that's talk about that kind of puts things into perspective. That is that's moving. That's a lot of work in 6 hours basically. So anyway, gets the engine and transmission swapped out. What else did he have to do to that 70 Electra before it was ready to sell? Rebuilt the front suspension, front brakes, installed a muffler, rear brake shoes, had to rebuild wheel cylinders, battery, align the wheels, had the clock fixed, had to R&R the right front fender, so it was apparently had been crashed as well. So had a bad motor and had been hit in the right front fender. So that's why it was $103. So Replaced side moldings, probably from the accident damage. Straighten and repair body damage, so it probably got the door a little bit, I guess, maybe. Had to recharge the AC, had to replace an AC hose. Repair left door trim, put 4 tires on it. Install the front speaker. They had the ticket for the engine lift rental. Clean the interior, buff and polish. Had to R&R the tape player for repair. You know, that was an 8-track. Oh, yeah. So the 8-track wasn't working. Had to get the 8-track fixed. You can't roll your deuce and a quarter without an 8-track.
No.
The 8-track don't work in a deuce and a quarter. You ain't rolling. Just the way it's going to be. So you had to have the 8-track fixed. And installed rear shocks and had safety inspection and repair bright light indicator and a line shift indicator. So something was just out of whack in the dash. So what kind of tickets do we have on this 70 Electra? Obviously the receipt from when they bought it. There's where they repaired the 8-track. I guess it's repair 8-track, right?
Looks like it.
$11. $11 to fix the 8-track.
Worth every cent.
Yeah, absolutely. Ornament, $5.58. I looked that part number up. That was the portholes, the strip of portholes that a 70 Electra had. Brand new ones from GM, $5.58. Wash rack tickets, because they could rent the wash rack at the dealership. And Dad used that to clean some of these up. Tires from the co-op, actually. I know, Tractor Mike, we said a bad word. Dad bought the tires at the co-op for L78 15s, L48 15s.
Has to be 78.
I think it is. I know that's a little tab on the 7. L78 15s, 4 brand new L78 15 tires with tax, $124.
Wow.
And then mount and balance, $80. So a full set of tires was $200. Mounted, balanced, and ready to go. Brett's on with us from Nashville. That's right, Tractor Mike. I figured a co-op would get your attention. So anyway, and as always, some of these tickets are just kind of tough to make out because they were handwritten at the time. That looks like Robestus. That was probably some of our brake parts. Gallon. So that Ditzler, some paint products there. 3M, probably some sandpaper. No, 2 quarts of 3M. So that was a chemical. There was some 3M sandpaper. Duralon tires, I don't know what they were. I don't know if it said what kind of birth they were. SBD is all that says. Don't give us a tire brand.
I thought they used to have the co-op brand on them.
I bet some of them probably did. And, the hoist rental ticket. There it is. There's the hoist rental ticket. $5. Out 10:40 a.m. in 5:45 p.m. Safety inspection, repair clock. And that was the odometer statement. So after all that, which was a ton of work considering he swapped motors, he sold that car in, I don't have a date of when he sold it. So later in 77 probably, because most of these weren't around too long, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. Sold it for $1,500. So bought it for $103, sold it for $1,500. Had to put a fender on it, had to do some body work, had to put a motor in it, and did brakes and front end under it. So, a lot of work.
How much do you have in parts? Does it have a total?
Parts total, he had $403 in parts. $403.17 in parts.
So back in the day, made pretty decent money on that one.
Made good money. Yeah, a lot of labor, but I don't know if he totaled up the hours. Didn't have a total on the hours, just totaled up the labor dollars, because he actually tracked his labor just like if he was when he was just like he was at the shop. There's Frank. So because he was working the line then, he was a tech on the line, so he calculated his labor time just like he did at work on these cars to keep track of it. So
what was the shop rate? Does he remember what that at the dealer back then?
I don't know. On here he's charging it out at $7.50 an hour. 2 hours, $15. So I think that's kind of about, I don't know if that's what it was at the time at the shop, but that's what how he had him calculated, was at $7.50 an hour. So I don't know if Dad remembers if that's what the regular going rate was, but I think that's kind of how he charged them out, just to keep track of what he was actually putting into them to get these cars done. Now, and then of course he had the other car that he bought too, which he probably sold to the salvage yard or traded for other parts after he pulled the motor out of it. So there it is, the 1970 Buick Electra Limited, Chad's favorite, from 1977. That was the internal shop rate. Okay. So figure that at the same rate, like if the sales department brought a used car back to the service department, they were charging $7.50. So cash walk-in would have been, you said a couple bucks more. Literally, it was probably only a couple bucks more.
It probably was.
So there we have the rest of the story on the 70 Electra. Yeah,
that's what it is. So was your mom his secretary in these days?
Mom wrote all that up. So anyway, the regular shop rate was around $30. So
I mean, what is it today? $200-300?
Around here it's like $125, I think. $125, $150. Yeah. So yeah, definitely different times for sure. So anyway, you guys want to do some auction stuff tonight? I've got some stuff ready. Most we need to clean out some boxes for the end of the year. Kind of crazy to think this is the end of the year. This is it. This is the last episode of the year.
It is. We better get ready for this.
Yeah.
I can't see that. There we go.
Yeah. Those cameras are kind of at a funky angle to get us both in the shot. So you just got to kind of figure out where we're at and how things go. So if you guys are up for it, we'll do some auction stuff tonight. And like I said, I'm going to grab a few handfuls out of the bottom of the box just to clean some of this stuff out, since it is the end of the year. It's, still crazy to me to think about, we're episode 243. So we're over 4 years into this deal. Holy cow.
I promise if you cramp up tonight, after I get done laughing a little bit, I'll help you out.
Yeah. Well, glad to know you're there for me after you get done laughing. It probably, dude, if you'd have been here that night at Cramp, you probably would have been laughing, because I was literally rolling on the floor, trying not to scream so that everybody didn't freak out that, Gray Kitty and all of her cohorts had attacked me or something. So it was bad. Whew. It was just locked solid.
It didn't sound good from our end either, even if you didn't scream.
So hopefully we've been having pretty good luck with that. So it hasn't happened too badly here lately. So what are you doing there, Gray Kitty?
In a trance, I think.
She is in a trance. So I'm trying to figure out what she's doing.
I think I finally coughed up all the hair that I had in my throat.
So we'll get ready to do some auctions.
I better move to the neutral zone.
Yeah, the neutral zone. I guess that's a good thing to call it.
There you go.
Kevin's got his tablet. He's going to go to the other side of the desk just to keep it fair, so he can't see any of your guys' bids. He'll be working off the same platform you guys are.
A couple of them guys usually get me at the end anyway.
Yeah. So, as always, we'll start working through some stuff. And like I said, I've got some stuff we're going to clean up tonight. In fact, I may just start grabbing stuff until you guys start bidding on it a few times. We'll see. I don't know. And see how things go. As always, we'll hold up a piece. We'll talk about that piece. We'll talk about that, its place in history. We'll point out any damage on that particular piece. We may give you some dimensions on it so you know what size it is and what we're talking about. After we get done with that, we will put it on a timer. I will have it on a timer right here on my phone. I will keep it right here in front of me on the corner of the computer, right next to comments. So I can, keep an eye on what's going on. We will go 2 minutes. I will tell you when 1 minute has passed. I will tell you when a minute 30 has passed. When you hear the minute 30 mark, it is time to be thinking about your maximum bid. Everybody has a delay. Some of it's 5 seconds, some of it's 30 seconds. Kevin's will probably be 4 minutes because he's sitting here. Who knows?
It's very slow. I'm amazed. I was watching it.
So have to see how that all shakes out. But like I said, when I tell you there's a minute 30 left, it's time to be thinking about your maximum bid. And we'll see what happens tonight. Like I said, I got some cool stuff. I got some cleanup stuff. But it's going to be a good time as always. Shipping will be included. Yeah, we don't have any big stuff tonight, so we'll include shipping in the 48 states and all this stuff. If you're a non-U.S. buyer, you're more than welcome to play. However, you will have to get me paid in U.S. funds, and you will be responsible for non-U.S. shipping, with the exception of Canada. You can't even ship to Canada right now, so with their strike, nobody will ship anything to Canada. So if you've got any questions, you can go give me a shout tomorrow. If you're new to us and you want to bid, but you're not sure how to do it, you want to go ahead and throw a bid in out there, throw it out there. And my phone number is in the description part of the video. Give me a shout tomorrow. I'll walk you through it. We'll get it all taken care of. PayPal, friends and family, check, money order, whatever you want to do. Cash when Kevin's here to pick up his stuff, whatever. I don't care. Whatever works. So, the strike is over, so Canada's starting to function again. So, anyway, got any questions, throw them up there. Let's start working through some stuff. Let me grab some boxes over here. Hopefully Kevin doesn't have to save me. And Kevin doesn't know what I'm going to pull out because I don't know what I'm going to pull out yet. So
I got one eye closed.
So anyway, let's go ahead and get started working through some auction stuff. Let me get my notepad up here so I can keep track of some of this stuff. And let's grab something and sell it to you guys to add to your collection. First item up for bids will be your personalized plastic carrying case for your collectibles. Yes, these handy dandy boxes will fit oil cans, toys, and other collectible pieces. You can put your stuff in there for safekeeping. You will get a box of 12. Yes, brand new. 12 collectible storage containers for your collectibles in a box of 12. Yes. Woohoo! Just kidding, guys. I just had to throw that in there, though. Unless you really want to buy some, I don't care. We have piles of them. But anyway, Tractor Mike, $1. Handy dandy collectible cases. Don't miss your chance to get them. They fit your nobody's cans from the gathering very nicely. All right. What do we got? We really want to mess. Let's grab a license plate or something to get things rolling. Let's see. Here's a good one. As always, the first two or three items, I will announce all the bids as I see them. So you guys can kind of get an idea of what I'm seeing on my end versus what you're seeing on your end. Billy Mays would be proud of me. But wait, there's more. The cocaine thing I couldn't do though. I guess I'm just naturally that wired up. I don't know. I think he was like on cocaine or something, but isn't that what he died from?
Yeah, I believe it was.
Yeah. So that's why he was so wired up. I guess I'm just nuts. So, but anyway, let's start off with the license plate. Get things rolling tonight. Going back to 1958, 3-digit plate. I love the 58 plates. Obviously, well, we've got 58s for one thing. I've got a 58 Pontiac. Dad's got the 58 Buick we did the video on. The 58 was a good-looking plate and kind of a medium blue with yellow numbers and letters. 3-digit, Pawnee County, 903. You can see the deep blue back in here in the background with the bright yellow on it. These plates really stood out. This one's in pretty decent shape. It's got a few scuffs and scratches, a few chips, things like that. Brett at 10, Kevin at 10, right out of the gate. Kevin sees it firsthand, so right from the other side of the desk. So it is a sharp one. Good colors. It's got a couple of little extra nail holes in it. I don't know if they had hung this or something on the wall of a shed. But regardless, good colors, good looking piece. Hung up at 10 right now, but I'm sure that ain't gonna last as we put it on the timer and get rolling. Tractor Mike at 11. Kevin has the upper hand. Well, he's still got a bid for his iPad from the other side of the room, so we'll see.
My delay is better than at home, though.
Okay, his delay is not as bad as at home, so he does know that. All right. Let's get going on that. I'll look around at what we want to do next while I hide it all from Kevin. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Tractor Mike at 11. And there's the minute 30 mark. Minute 30 is gone. Those are members, Joe's Classics. That's what it is. Those are members. Alec 13 on Facebook. The green names have joined the membership group. Mary at 12. I've got Alec at 13 already as we're getting down towards the end.
I think if you hit join, it'll explain it to him, won't it?
I might. Mark at 14. And that does it. Mark at 14. Right at the last second. Mark had a pretty good shot on that one. Got that at about 158. Alan had a 15. Mark got that done about 158, 159 to slide that one in. So anyway, Joe's Classics, we do have a membership group now with the Nobody Show channel. If you join, you get that icon. And there will be different colors coming the longer the members are on there. And like we talked about earlier, anybody that joins by January 1st, we are going to have I'm going to have a coaster made for the inaugural members. Hey, that's awful nice. You got volunteered to pay for that too.
Yeah. I should be broke by the time Mark gets done.
All right. Well, that's a pretty good deal for Mark. If he can get Kevin to pay for all his stuff, you guys are in trouble tonight.
I've spent a lot of Mark Kirk's money in the last 2 years on emblems.
All right. I bet Mark's going to like this one too then because he likes emblems, although this one is a horn button. Just the horn button insert. The ring is gone, but it's still kind of cool. This one from our friends at Hudson. This should have a metal ring around it, but it is gone. All we have is the center, but check out this center. It's got a little bit of paint loss. It was a gold 3D type emblem. We had the little symbols over here with the big diamond in the middle. We see the depth in this button with the colors and the gold and the triangles or the diamonds. Now, you wonder how that depth is created. Well, we can look at the back and we can show you. Look at it. It is actually kind of pooched out on both sides. And then all those diamonds are cast into that piece of plastic to create that illusion of the 3D. And we've obviously got the big badge right here in the middle. This one is about 4 inches in diameter, the whole overall length. Like I said, we do have some paint loss we can see there, and our colors are not as bright as we would like them to be here, but still a really cool piece and a very unique type horn button from our friends at Hudson. Tractor Mike starting us off with a whopping bid of $2. So let's go ahead and get rolling on the Hudson badge. That's it. Tractor Mike at $2. Working our way towards the 1 minute mark. And 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Hopefully it comes with a container to store it in.
You can fit a lot of them in a shoebox.
That's true. Tractor Mike, our only bidder on the Hudson button. Coming up on the minute 30 mark. Alec, 5. Minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Ticking away, ticking away. I got some stuff piled up here, so I want to make sure we pay attention here to what's going on. Getting ready to grab the next piece and roll into it. As we're coming down to the end, Alec at 5 on the Hudson button. And that's it. Alec at 5 on the Hudson button. Up next, let's do a funky little Chevy cap. What's that?
Mike, he didn't want it.
Oh. This is, yeah, Brett had a 5 in there too. It just popped up. Must have a heck of a delay there. This next cap, this is one, it's kind of dinged up. I found it at my buddy's yard where I go visit occasionally. I got a couple caps from there tonight. I don't even know what the heck this is. It's some sort of a center cap for a Chevrolet, though. So maybe some of you guys know. I don't. It's got a cool bow tie in it. It's shiny. You guys like caps? Here's a cap. There it is. Look at that thing. It's kind of dinked up over here, but look how bright that thing is. Holy cow. It's like a mirror. It is a stainless cap. Pretty basic deal. Just the bow tie stamped in the middle of it. I'm not even sure what it's for. You know what it's for?
I do not.
Okay.
Austin would know.
Austin would know. It is 7 inches in diameter. Kevin at 10. Brett says it's Nova. Okay. Brian, get a delay every time an ad comes on. Yeah, and then sometimes you guys might need to hit refresh as well. So let's get this on the timer. Matt, 11. The back. Stamped stainless. Actually, that's kind of a pretty tricky stamping with all those different angles on there, but there it is. We've got Matt at 11. We're on the timer. Alec at 12. Oh, 2 is in Chevy 2. Okay. Alec at 12 anyway, so it does. Yeah, no problem, Matt. I'm looking for numbers. That's all I'm looking for when I'm trying to keep an eye on both formats. I'm just trying to watch numbers. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Weston's got through the other three. There's a minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Alec at 12. Kevin, 22. There goes the hearts. The hearts are great. About ready to wrap this one up. Kevin at 22. Pete, 26. And that does it. Pete at 26.
I hit it a little too early.
Yeah.
Give
Yeah.
Pete some time.
Yep, that's what happened. Let's do another plate. This one's kind of different. I was like mixing in some of those different type plates that had different weird sayings on them, and that's kind of what we've got here. Don't know much about, big trucks, so I don't know a lot of what this means. But this is a truck prorate tag. You know what a prorate tag is, Kevin?
I don't. My dad was a trucker, and he did it, but I don't know.
Well, what we got here is a 1976 Kansas prorate truck plate. It's got some red paint splotched on here that would probably polish off. What's cool about this is that this is a sticker. The 85M prorate is a sticker. This truck in the prorate is actually all stamped into the license plate. Tractor Mike at 7. So kind of a cool piece. It is used, but was not used very long. Like this is some red paint that would probably polish off. The blue still has a pretty good shine. This is all painted except the sticker. The blue is painted, and then the white is painted on it as well. On the 1976 Kansas truck prorate plate. Tractor Mike at 7 as we hit the timer.
Says to think of it as the VIP pass to legally operate your commercial vehicle across multiple jurisdictions.
Okay.
Whatever that means.
So this lets you run multiple jurisdictions. Oh, yeah, that's a pretty cool truck, Brian. So Tractor Mike, our only trucker on right now, apparently. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Coming on the minute 30 mark. And there it is, 30 seconds left. Tractor Mike at 7. About ready to wrap this one up. Mark this one to Tractor Mike, or is there a sniper out there? And that's it. We'll mark that to Tractor Mike. We'll throw that in his pile. I got so much stuff scattered around here, rolling into it. Prorate, same as nationwide DOT numbers or ICC number. All has to do with interstate fuel tax against multiple jurisdiction. Okay, I guess that makes sense. So, till I get a container with it. We got plenty of containers, Mike. We can find you a few of them. Let's do something else kind of different. We haven't done any of these in a while. I came across a few more. We're going to sell you a set. Oh, it's not really a set, but an assortment of, that's a better way to put it, of these cool old wrenches. Super early, probably turn of the century. Also has to do with the weight of the truck, so like 80,000 and under. Okay. Well, I kind of figured Brett would have some idea about some of that. So, but this is a little collection of like early turn of the century wrenches, buggy wrenches, tractor wrenches. Here's the first one. There's going to be 4 of them in this group. None of these are really cool. Like we had some of those with names on them before, where they had the company like John Deere and stuff. So since they don't have that, we're going to sell a group of them together. They are still really cool. This one kind of an offset square head wrench, and it is about 8 inches long. This is kind of a weird little wrench. Looks kind of normal from there, but it's got this little thing on the other side of it. I'm not sure what that is. What it's for, I don't know. But it is definitely cast into the wrench. That wrench is about 7 inches long. This one is kind of tough. It actually has a broken piece on it. But check out, I mean, it's almost ornamental the way they made these things. This one is about 8 1/4. And the last one, this is definitely the coolest. This is one heck of a wrench. If this thing couldn't do it, you probably didn't need to do it. Use it as a weapon, yeah. Yeah, if this Ford Tools, if this didn't fix your problem, you probably weren't fixing it. Because this thing had to have been able to fix anything. Look at this. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. 7 different wrenches in one. This thing could do it all and then some. This one does have a number on it, B573. Don't know for sure what that means. But it's a pretty neat piece. So like I said, since I don't have a lot of cool ones with names on these, we're just going to sell you the group of them. So there we go. Anybody interested in wrenches anymore? The other ones we had did pretty well because they were pretty cool. I don't know if anybody's interested in this group. Nut Farm at 10 on the wrench collection. All 4 of them, one-shot deal. They are cast iron, and they are pretty cool. Like I said, some of these are kind of average, but there's kind of some weird features about them. Paint gun wrench. Yeah, that's true. This thing here is pretty darn cool. This one here is pretty amazing. Nut Farm at 10. Yeah, I think these might have all been full farm wrenches. That's true, Brett. They would. I'm sure they would. They would charge you for 7 wrenches on that one. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. I know they're getting heavy. And there's the minute 30 mark. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Bill Diskett, 12. Kevin Brown, 17. Nut Farm, 15. Mary, 15. Kevin got him covered. Few seconds left, but we're getting short on time. Nut Farm, 20. Mary, 20. Briggs, 21, and that does it. Briggs got a 21 in there just barely, but that got it done. Everybody was sitting there on the thumbs on that one waiting for the end. That's all those bids I think came in like the last 14 seconds of the listing. So let's catch another cap that I found in my buddy's yard. For our Ford fans, I think this is an early 60s era Ford cap. Nice, bright, shiny stainless. It does have some dings and dents like most of these caps do. This is all stamped in here, as well as the Ford lettering is all stamped in here. You can see on the back side, all those pieces, all those details are stamped into the cap. Obviously, nice, bright, shiny stainless. This background was all painted black, which is chipping out. And then I believe the Ford letters were also painted black and has lost some color on some of those. But still a pretty unique looking cap. Andy and Rusty Okie at 25. Let me give you a dimension on this and we'll get this thing on the timer. Is there such a thing as a Ford fan? I don't know. Apparently so. 10.5 in diameter on this Ford cap as we hit the go button. That worked out perfect, Briggs. Rusty Okie may have made a statement. Alec had a 10 pop up, but Rusty Okie already had all that covered with 25 right out of the gate. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. That's true. The spokes for the minutes would be kind of crazy. And there's the minute 30 mark. Rusty Okie is still at 25. Pete, 40? Nope. Retracted. Something happened there. I don't think Pete would be forbidding on a Ford cap. Might give him a rash. We're coming down to the end here, getting ready to wrap it up. Kevin, 32. And that did it. He got that shot in there dead on. Kevin at 32 got that in at about 158. Whew. Nobody even had time to even think about that.
I moved closer.
he got closer to the router. Alec had a 32 in there as well. It just popped up. So Facebook apparently experiencing some delays tonight as well. Sam's back. Glad you're back, Sam. That's all right, Alec. We got a badge coming up next, so I'm sure you're going to dig that. This has a little bit of fading to it. It was an enamel badge, but it does have some fading to the color. From the grill of a 1950 Dodge. Metal badge, the red and the black. This was some sort of enameling, but it obviously has lost some color. The knight is in gold, and it still looks pretty good. The emblem itself, there's some chipping in the colors, but the badge itself is not chipped or broken. You can see the scroll work and the design work. I figured you like it, Alec. Looks really cool on this thing. Backside is nice and clean. This has 2 studs on it. Matt at 18 that bolted this to the center grill piece of, I believe it was a 50 Dodge car. But when you look at the back and you can see how all this scroll work is all cast or molded into this piece. All right, sounds good, Matt. Thanks for clarifying. Kind of a neat piece. A little bit of fading in the colors, but kind of a cool piece.
Been holding out on.
Yep, Kevin's here. Kevin's going to take care of you guys.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's hard to figure out the cameras.
Yeah.
We get it.
Alec at 20. This is about 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, so just over 3 inches each way. So Alec at 20, let's get this thing rolling. Nut Farm at 25 as we hit the timer. What are you doing over there, Gray Kitty? Coming up on the 1 minute mark. Alec, 27. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Alec at 27. Watching that timer as we're getting close to the minute 30 mark. Kind of curious. There's been some interest in this. We'll see what's going to happen. There's the minute 30 mark. Minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left. Alec at 27. Nut Farm at 30. Here's the bushes rustling. So we're ticking down to the end. Nut Farm at 30. Few seconds left. And that did it. Nut Farm at 30. All right, I told you guys we need to clean some boxes out. Let's see what we got in this box. John Maynard got stuck at Target. Well, that doesn't sound like a fun night. Alec had a 35 in there, but it was too late. Nut Farm barely snuck out of here with that one. right, I got a handful of miscellaneous emblems and a toy and a badge, all kind of mixed in, all laying at the bottom of the box. So we're just going to start throwing it up, and you guys tell me what you think. Clearing out a handful here at the end of the year. What all do we got here? All right. A Cutlass S badge. Does have a hole in it from a broken stud. Cutlass Supreme badge. Plastic. Tootsie Toy Battleship. Firebird badge. Looks like maybe a door panel emblem. Cutlass Supreme badge. Blind box for blind bid. I'm showing it to you, Alec. I just grabbed a handful of stuff, and we're going to throw it up here and clean it out. Another Firebird emblem. And we're going to throw an enamel Chevy in there, too. It was in the bottom of the box. It's been laying there too long. Let's throw it in there. We're just going to sell all this stuff. Whatever it is, it is. Cutlass Oldsmobile emblems, Pontiac emblems, a Battleship, a Chevy emblem. And there you go. For whatever that's all worth. Is a container included? Don't need. There's not near enough here to fill a container. So there it is. The whole shooting match. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to start the timer. So, Matt, 18. Here we go. I got it. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Got to get over there with my pinky finger to try to hit the phone. Alec at 10, Matt at 18. Just all of it. We're just cleaning it up. There goes the hearts again. I love the hearts. I don't know how I'm going to keep holding all this stuff. We're going to try it so you guys can see it. Yeah, the Raider badge is chipped up some, but it ain't bad. We've had better ones. We've had worse ones. It's kind of a mid-range one. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, Matt at 18. We're selling the whole handful, Brett. I told you I was going to take a handful out of the box. That's what we're doing. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go.
Gray Kitty's a snorer.
Is that her?
Yeah.
Gray Kitty's over there snoozing. Ooh, my hand's cramping up. Coming up on the minute 30 mark, Matt at 18. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Allen at 20. Mark, 26. Few seconds left. Mark at 26. Tony Napoleon, 33. And that does it. Tony at 33.
Oh, Mark's too late.
Yep. All right, we got another horn button laying here. Let's do this horn button. We've done similar ones to this in the past. I don't know that we've done this exact one, but it has great color from our friends at Buick with the Buick shield in it. Great colors, the red and the blue and the shield, the gold and the scroll work around it. The chrome is amazing on this. I believe this was a 54. Metal ring, chrome plated. You can see where the plastic is embossed in the back, where that was all set in there. Still has good color, not all chipping and faded. Retaining clips still there. 4 inches in diameter. Tractor mic at 10 on this, I believe, 54 Buick horn button with amazing colors and detail. All right, let's get it rolling. Mary at 15, Sam at 12. I've got Mary at 15. That's true. Tractor Mike, 17. Kevin L, 20. Kevin L's working on a pretty good horn button collection. Mary, 25. Tractor Mike, 27. Coming up on that 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Tractor Mike, 27. That's right, Pete. It all went to crickets. We'll see what's going to happen in about 40 seconds because we're getting close to that minute 30 mark. And there it is. A minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Tractor Mike in the lead at 27. And it's still crickets. Hear Gray Kitty snoring. Mary at 30. Just about ready to wrap it up. And that does it. Mary at 30. Kevin L had a 31, just 2 seconds too late. All right, let's do another cap. You guys like caps? This is a killer cap. I think you guys are going to get a kick out of this one. Alec had a 35 in there, too. He was shooting, too. Alec, your Facebook must be dragging. You're definitely going to have to shoot a few seconds earlier. That's a couple times in a row that's happened to you. They're just not getting here in time. But this piece here is super cool. I don't know what year it is, but it's a great piece. It's got dings and dents, but it's early, and it looks amazing even with the dings and dents. You can repaint the letters and really make this thing pop. But this is a cool piece for guys that like different caps to hang on. There's number one. Number one made it. If you like hanging different caps up that people look at and say, that's pretty cool, this is one of those caps. From our friends at Hudson. Like I said, it's got a lot of little dings and dents, but if you wanted to repaint the letters, this thing would really pop. Not perfect, but this thing's probably, I don't know, 40s, maybe late 30s. It's early. It's real flat. It's not a real deep cap. It is about 8 1/4, so it's a little bit smaller of a cap. Backside, it is a metal steel cap with a chrome cap on it. Nut Farm starting us at 25. Yeah, this is a good looking piece. It really is. So, yep, I just don't want you to think I'm missing you, Alec. They're just popping up late. So, this is a great piece. Nut Farm starting us off at 25. Not much else to say about it. Just the only thing to decide whether or not you would want to repaint the letters to really make the Hudson pop and stand out on it. Here we go. We're live and on the timer. Nut Farm starting us off at 25. And it's just crickets. And this is a good cap. So we'll see what happens. I don't think Nut Farms 25 is going to hold, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong once before. One time I was wrong. We'll see what happens here. We're getting close to the minute mark. 1 minute gone. 1 minute left to go, and it is crickets out there. Sounds good, Mary. Glad you were here. Coming up on the minute 30 mark. Not quite there, but we're getting there. Nut Farm still holding the lead at 25. Minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Coming down to the wire. Few seconds left. Kevin, 29. Nut Farm, 40. Still a few seconds left, but not much time. Anybody else can take another shot at the Nut Farm? And that does it. Nut Farm at 40. Which doesn't surprise me. That's a good-looking cap. I was excited about that one. So, all right, what do we want to do, guys? Dig out one or two more things or move into the magazine? What do you think? Yep, Alec had a 35 in there again that popped up late. I don't know if you're just going to have to start firing a little earlier. Of course, Nut Farm had that one easily covered, but it still popped up late. So I don't know what the delay is on Facebook tonight, but of course it's Facebook. It does some weird, wonky stuff to us on a regular basis. So anyhow, we're ready to get into the magazine. We got Kevin here. We can wrap up with him. Mark says one more. One more. What do we want to do? How about some plates? We haven't done much for plates. How about we do a handful of plates from different states? I got a handful of plates all from different states. There again, we'll clean up a little bit of this stuff since it is the end of the year. All right. 4 plates, 3 different states. 1 set, 2 singles. Iowa, 68. Pretty good plate, stamped aluminum, I believe, with a reflective coating. Kind of an off-white with a reddish-orange numerals on the 1968 Iowa. A match set of South Dakota, 1966. These have a T on them. I don't know if is that a truck plate. Does that mean they're a truck plate?
Yep.
South Dakota truck, a pair. And another truck, recreational truck from Colorado. So another handful, cleaning up some of the boxes before the end of the year. We'll just sell them all. What the heck? Somebody's going to get a boost to their license plate collection all in one shot. If I can hold these things. Put these South Dakotas together. Their hearts are still rolling. That's awesome. There we go. All of them, 4 plates, 1-shot deal, cleaning up another handful of stuff that's been kind of floating around in the box for a while. Tractor Mike starting us off at 5. Alec at 15. And let's go with it. Alec at 15. Austin at 25. So there will be 4 total that are going to be going to the winning bidder. All about license plates. I have not seen that one yet. I know I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to hold all these things. Austin at 25. We're coming up on the 1 minute mark. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. And there's the minute 30 mark. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left. Austin at 25 on all 4 of them. Kevin Brown, 27. Few seconds left, about ready to wrap this one up. Allen at 30. Austin at 30. That does it. I had Allen at 30 before Austin, and then there comes all the bids. Holy cow. Alec at 35, Austin at 30, Tony at 33, Austin at 32, but Allen at 30 is who I had at 200. Now, between 201 and 205, I had a whole bunch of bids, but they just didn't get here in time. Allen at 30. All right. Is that it, guys? We're ready to get to the magazine and wrap up our evening with Kevin. Tony got hit with ads. Yeah, and that happens. I mean, obviously, there just isn't much we can do about it. So if it's something you're interested in, I guess you're just going to have to work around the ads and try to hit it earlier. I don't know. The ad thing, we can't control. YouTube puts them in. They're going to do it. They always have, and they're getting worse. But unfortunately, that's out of our control on what happens to the ads. So anyway, let me clean some of this mess up, and we'll get back at the magazine out. We'll get Kevin back around here and wrap up our evening with Kevin and some magazine time. Thanks for playing along tonight, everybody. Had a blast. And we'll do her again after the first of the year, which is next week. So cleaned up a few things out of the box. Don't know what happened to poor Alec tonight. Facebook just killed him on everything. He was in there swinging all the time, and Facebook just kept kicking him down. So let me regroup here, pick some stuff up. All right, get Kevin worked back around here. Just move that stuff around, whatever we need to do.
I told Chad I wore my gray sweatshirt just in his honor, since it's one of his favorites.
And I wore blue tonight.
Yeah,
I wore blue today.
Shirt. Boy, they got to be dry as can be by now.
Oh, I'm sure.
We haven't seen this one much tonight.
Okay, so where are you at? You got anything else you want to talk about, or want to get in the magazine?
I can't think of anything except I did put on Nobody's. I traveled down today from South Dakota, and it's a sickness. I had to stop 3 times and go look at things alongside the road. So, but I took a different route this time. And it was there's some pretty cool new stuff or old stuff, but it's a lot of fun.
Well, let's go ahead and get in the magazine. As always, you got any questions for Kevin, go ahead and throw them up in the comments as we get ready to wrap up this last segment tonight. It's always fun. We have some of you guys stop by when you're in town and can make something work. But tonight, next month, I think we're going to do mystery boxes, Briggs. I didn't have anything out. It's been kind of a bonkers weekend. Yeah. Awful nice of him to volunteer you for that, isn't it?
Chad won't let me leave.
But it was 60 degrees and sunny here the last couple of days, and I've just been going hard trying to get stuff done, moved a bunch of cars to the yard, shot a ton of content, and that's so just didn't get that far. But anyway, we're going to move up a little bit. Obviously, we've been all the way back to 1913. Yeah. The next month's raffle will be shoe boxes. But we're going to move up several decades to, and we've done a little bit of this stuff in this era, and I have fun with it, and it seems as though you guys do as well. Coming up to March of 1992 to Car and Driver. Now, when you see the cover, you'll know why we're doing this one. Yes, the introduction of the Dodge Viper. Obviously, when that car was built and came out in the early 90s, there was nothing out there even remotely close to that. It was complete insanity for a car manufacturer to even consider that. You got to remember in 1992, Corvette got the LT1. We were 5 years away from an LS power plant with GM, just coming off of tune port stuff, even in Corvette. So then when Dodge actually started building these cars, it was absurdity. Should have never happened, but they did it anyway. They've done it multiple times since then. The Hellcats, the Demons, they just don't really care. If it's cool, they'll take a chance and do it. And that's what happened. It was happening in March of 1992 with this issue of Car and Driver. And there is several other interesting things in here as well. But the first article that we're actually going to get to is the Viper, because there was a lot of little excerpts and things like that in here prior to getting to the actual article on the Viper, and that was the first article that we actually get into and check out. So, the scoop: we become the first on Earth to measure the speed of the Viper strike. Brian's got to jump off. Glad you were here, Brian. So, one of the first actual test articles on the Dodge Viper. Obviously, we're not going to read through all of this, but has a lot of cool stuff in here, a lot of great pictures, and a lot of the very early performance reports and specs. Obviously, a lot of these information in here where they put the specs in these new cars, pretty big deal. There again, you didn't have the internet. You had to pick up these magazines off the newsstand and study it.
Back in them days, they had a fiberglass shop. We did the Viper and the Prowler. They sold a ton of them.
As far as
go-kart bodies.
Oh, go-kart bodies, yeah. I've actually got one of those next door.
Blue, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yep, that was the most common color.
So let's get a little bit of the specs on this one. Sounds great, Nut Farm. Glad you were here. Vehicle type: front engine, rear-wheel drive, 2-passenger, 2-door roadster. Estimated price as tested: $54,640. So keep that in mind as we go through some of the other specs on some of the other new cars being sold in this issue as we get to them. Obviously, the engine, V10, aluminum block and heads, 488 cubic inches, 400 horse, 450 pounds of torque. So you got to remember, we're looking at, for the most part, other than the LT1 did come out, but the LT1 was still mid 200s in horsepower. You know, the last Tuneport cars were probably 220 maybe, I'm guessing. I didn't look any of that up. And this thing comes out with a punch you in the face, 400 horse, 450 pounds of torque. So just there again, absurdity for that time frame. They do have some test results with it. You know, 0 to 60. Man, you can hardly read on this gray stuff. 4.6 seconds. Quarter mile, 13.2 at 107. Just, you know, unheard of numbers for a car you could go buy off the showroom floor. Yeah, that's right. Number one, you weren't here earlier. Great Kitty did get a lot bigger, didn't she? Actually, she was over here hanging out with us for a bit. So obviously, I get excited about Viper stuff, and one little bit that I will read to you. It has a Viper versus the ZR1 segment, which was, you know, the craziest thing on the market at that time was the ZR1. But I want to read you the gestation of the Super Snake, because it gives us a real quick rundown of how this really came about. Late 1987, some what-if sketches of a big-engine sports roadster float around Chrysler's Advanced Design Studio. End of 87. February of 88, chatting in a hallway, Chrysler President Bob Lutz suggests that Design Vice President Tom Gale have a go at a modern Cobra. And we all know Bob Lutz, huge car guy. Spring of 88, a couple months later, a clay model proposal for a concept car is completed. Lutz approves. January of 89, less than a year later, the Viper concept car appears at the North American International Auto Show in Detroit. The public goes nuts, flooding Chrysler with "Build It Please" mail. March of 89, Chief Engineer Royce Joberg starts to pick the 85 engineers who will become Team Viper. The team begins by studying low-volume vehicle development and reduced program lead times. May of 89. This is all within 18 months. Lamborghini Engineering is contracted to help adapt the upcoming T300 pickup 488 V10 for sporting duty. Now, there is nothing that is the same about the two engines. It was based on the same outlet or the same layout, but that was about it. Lamborghini reworked every bit of that engine for the Viper. December of 89, the first Viper chassis development mule is on its wheels and running with a V8 in it for power. February of 1990, a Viper mule first runs under V10 power. So basically, in 2 years and 24 months, Bob Lutz told Tom Gale, see if you can work something up that looks cool. Brett's bailing off. Glad you're here, Brett. Have some safe driving this week. And they have a running and driving car. May of 1990, Lee Iacocca says, build it. Allegedly after a fast blast down Highland Park's Oakland Avenue in a prototype. May of 91, driven by Cobra creator Carroll Shelby, a prototype Viper paces the Indy 500 with practice and demo rides. The car logs 1,800 miles, mostly at 130 miles an hour. November of 91, auto riders are first turned loose on public roads and a racetrack in pre-production Vipers. January of 92, first of the 200 or so 1992 Vipers are scheduled for delivery to customers. 2,000 will follow in 93. After that, the market will get what it demands, up to a capacity of 5,000 plus. The total investment of $50 million, by the way, has been small by Detroit standards, a fraction of what a routine facelift to a high-volume car costs. So the craziest part about this, though, is looking back now, 30 years later, a capacity of around 5,000 units a year. In the 25 years the Viper was produced, from 92 to 2017, I think, with the exception of a couple years where they did not produce them, they only made like 31,000 Vipers in 25 years. So obviously nowhere near a 5,000 unit year. I don't think any year. So never really took off volume-wise, but obviously halo cars for the company. Some of the last ones, the 17 ACR cars, are starting to command crazy money. I saw one today for sale on a Viper page, 2017 ACR with like 200 miles on it, $385,000. And that 400 number, we've seen some of that on those last ACR cars. So they obviously have created a massive following. Obviously, I love them. When I worked for Chrysler, they were all on all the dealership showroom floors. So obviously, I have a deep passion for them and excited about them. But I haven't seen any of those lately, number one, but those do pop up every now and again about a new Viper. And, of course, now, who knows what's going to happen with Tavares out, like we talked about last week. Tavares was out December 1st, and since then, Kaniskis is back. They've said they're bringing the Hemi back. Who knows? They could be back to doing some of that crazy stuff again. You never know. But anyway, obviously that was what was great about this magazine. For me, was the Viper. Mark's jumping off. I haven't seen that one, number one. But moving on past the Viper, because I know you guys don't want to hear about Vipers all night like I probably would. But there is a couple of other cool cars in here that we want to check out, including another one of my personal favorites. This particular car is one of my personal favorites, but I am a big fan of the mark of Ferrari. As you guys know, I used to have a 308. I love Ferraris. More of an 8-cylinder guy than a 12-cylinder guy, primarily because my deal with Ferrari is the styling. The 8-cylinder cars, much, much easier to maintain. They're still high maintenance, but they're much easier to maintain than a 12-cylinder car. However, in this issue of Car and Driver, we have the Ferrari 512. What's red, has 12 cylinders and makes otherwise sane people consider mortgaging the farm. The Ferrari 512 TR. So the 512, 5-liter, 12-cylinder. And when you look at these pictures of the side shot, this is probably going to look like a Ferrari that a lot of you guys are familiar with from the 80s. Yes, the 512 was basically the refined version of the Testarossa. Obviously, they look pretty much identical to a Testarossa when you look at them from the side. But that's kind of what it was the more modernized Testarossa from the 80s. So when you look at some of the specifications on the Ferrari, once again, mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, 2-passenger, 2-door coupe, the Viper being front engine, the Viper V10, the Ferrari V12. One big difference, base price, the Viper as tested was $54,000. Base price on the Ferrari 512 TR, $212,160. So a little bit of difference in price for two cars that were both pretty exotic for their day. The engine was a flat 12, 421 horsepower, 361 pounds of torque. So very similar power-wise, just got there in a much, much different way. There again, the 5-liter, as we all know, is right around 300 cubic inches. This one, 302, with it all crammed or spread out over 12 cylinders. So there again, another one I wanted to touch on just for me because I personally dig them. I don't know if we got any other Ferrari guys out there, but I definitely think they're cool. One more vehicle that we want to catch before we catch a few ads. This one will probably ring a few bells for a few of you guys. From our friends at GMC. Yes, in 1992, that was the Cyclone and the Typhoon era. Who remembers those? Turbocharged V6 Cyclone, and Typhoon from GMC. These trucks have an amazing following, limited production, and they were pretty darn quick for their day. So let's check out a little bit about the Typhoon. Some great pictures, some great action shots. The verdict: highs, Ferrari squashing acceleration, commodious cabin, striking physique. Lows, limited off-road prowess, towing not allowed. There was pretty much no off-road prowess with these. At that point in time, SUVs were still fairly new to the market. They were kind of expected to be off-road. There was nothing off-road about this. The verdict: a supercar with 67 cubic feet of cargo space.
The cats only get down to eat.
Yeah.
They get the life.
They don't have it too rough. Yeah. All right. Let's learn a little bit about the Typhoon spec-wise. Price as tested. Front engine, 4-wheel drive, 4-passenger, 3-door wagon. Price as tested, $29,790, so $30,000. Still a chunk of money in 92. Turbocharged and intercooled V6, 262 cubic inches, 280 horse, 350 pounds of torque. So obviously much less than the Viper, but for a truck, it was still unheard of for something like this being that performance based, plus with all-wheel drive as well. Test results: 0 to 60, 5.3 seconds, pretty darn respectable for the time. And standing quarter mile. Now you got to remember, we're in an SUV. Standing quarter mile, 14.1 at 95 miles an hour. That was not too shabby for 92. That was probably, I don't even know if a regular Corvette, obviously a ZR1 would do that, but I don't know if a regular Corvette would even do 14.1 in 92. That LT1 was not bad for the time, but my 90, I've got some fourth gen F bodies that are LT1. My 25th anniversary Trans Ams, my 30th anniversary Camaro, those are LT1s, and to get one of those cars in the 14s is good. So, for this in a V6 truck running 1410, that was not too shabby. That was pretty darn respectable for the day. So definitely something there again, and that's why we do this. We go back, we look at this stuff, and we study what was going on in that era, and we learn, and we get to have maybe some flashbacks as to some of this stuff. But it definitely brings back a lot of good memories. That's right, Alan. And it depends if you're comparing it to a brick or not. Similarities here, it's like about the same. So kind of some cool articles there again, going back to the 90s. Hard to believe that is over 30 years ago now, and looking at some totally different things. Let's catch a couple of ads real quick. I know we're getting close on time, but I do want to catch a few ads that will probably also bring back a few memories. Starting with Goodyear, from start to finish, 1991 belonged to Goodyear. Look at these old race cars from 1991. How much was the truck? 3,500 pounds? Let's check that, Rusty Nails. We did not catch that. We'll look here in just a second after we get done admiring this Goodyear ad. Obviously, Dale Earnhardt, Darrell Alderman, the open wheel stuff. I don't know much about that, but definitely remember those Dodge Boys Pro Stock Daytonas in that era. Let's flip back to that Typhoon. Let's get the weight on it. If it gives us the overall weight. Curb weight, 3822. So you're pretty close, Rusty Nails. 3,822 pounds.
Cigarette, you don't see that much anymore. In
No,
magazines.
and not only do you not see cigarette ads, what I love about this one is the NASCAR.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the days of Winston Cup. A lot of people say back when racing was a lot better when it was Winston Cup. And it was Winston Cup and NASCAR. Winston also sponsored drag racing. You don't see it at all anymore, much less with the stock car in it. Back when the old Winston Cup days were, for a long time, decades.
Oh, yeah.
It was Winston Cup. It was almost, Winston Cup was almost as well known as the term NASCAR at that point. Most people probably thought it was Winston Cup. So, thought that one was definitely worth checking out. There again, we're going back over 30 years, and there's several nice big colored cigarette ads in here.
I was watching old movies over the holidays. Everyone smoked in the movies back in the 50s.
Oh, yeah. It was just accepted.
Yeah.
Ad from our friends at Cadillac, the Sevilles and the Eldorados that were coming out in 92. I still think that Eldorado, one of the best looking cars they ever designed. Dad's got a beautiful 02 Eldorado at the end of that run. But the Cadillac Seville, car and driver, 10 best cars of the year. Walk a mile for a Camry. Yep. Oh, you got Chunky Butt now.
Yeah. That is a wide body cat.
Yeah. So our name's Chunky Butt. Because you don't miss a meal, do you? Check this one out. Who remembers car stereo ads? Not only is it a car stereo ad, you can pick up this Optimus live-in concert stereo from America's technology store, Radio Shack. And we'll catch one more ad, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. We got to catch this one because I want to know how many of you guys still owe these guys money. Yes, how many of you still owe Columbia House for those 8 CDs for a penny? Crazy to think about now. We can just punch it up on our phone and listen to anything you want. Back then, Columbia House, oh yeah, it was a great deal. At least it sounded like a great deal on paper.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the first part. Pete had to enter witness protection. He owed him so much money. Tony still owes him money. But we can look back on it and laugh now, right? I never signed up with him, so I don't know much about it. But so anyway, that's the first part of the March of 1992 Car and Driver with a cover price of $2.95. The first road test on the Dodge Viper. All right. So anyway, we'll get ready to wind things down. What's coming up next week? Hope everybody has a happy new year. Be safe out there. Hope everybody had a great Christmas last week. We're going to keep working on the gathering. Pete should have an email out hopefully this week once we get these last few loose ends tied up and confirmed. If you want to go ahead and get on the list, you can PayPal me or send me a check or whatever to make sure you get on the list for the Gathering of the Nobodies on April 26th to secure your spot. Just on the odd chance that we do sell out. I don't see that happening, but you never know. But we have to keep it manageable. And I've got to be right with the guys that are helping us out and making us lunch. And, they're going to show up with a pot full of brisket like last time.
I like it. That's worth coming for in itself.
That was a pretty decent lunch. I gotta admit, I didn't hear one person say that was not a good lunch.
No,
I saw a lot of people going back for more.
Yeah, I was one of them.
Yeah. You were at the front of the line.
That's right.
You guys all done yet? Get out of the way. I need more. Yeah. So my buddy Mark does a great job. So keep that in mind. If you want to secure your spot, you can go and give the $20 to me. Even before we got the email out, that's fine. But Pete will be sending that out here soon. If you are not on that list, if Pete can throw his email up for any of you guys that need to send it to him, send him your email to get on that correspondence as this starts coming together. We'll get a few videos up this week. Like I said, there will be some nights that don't get posted unless you are in the second tier of membership group. And then some of those will start rolling out to the general public the week after that. So check the membership group out. If you got any questions, call me. I'll try to help you figure it out, but I'm still learning it as we go. Thanks, Pete. There's Pete's email for the Nobody's group. If you want to get on the email list for any of that correspondence, please do so. And we're going to keep working on things and having a good time. So looking forward to New Year's Eve. It's going to be a new year next time we meet, 2025. And just crazy to think about. We're still here. We're still doing this. Kevin comes down to hang out tonight. Some other you guys will stop by and hang out. Crazy what it's turning into and getting ready for the second annual gathering of the Nobodies. So, Kevin, what else you got?
Well, I want to thank you for letting me come down and sit
anytime.
with you tonight. I mean, if anyone ever comes by, it's a different experience on this side. You know, he'd like the Wizard of Oz in your control panel here. So that's not a Johnny Carson tribute, but it's it's just fun to be on this side of it. And I sit in here and look at your walls. You could sit in here for a day and look at all the stuff you got in here because it just keeps popping out. But it's pretty amazing.
I got junk everywhere.
You have got a lot of stuff. We don't call it junk at my house unless you're my kid. They think it is, but I do appreciate coming out and having fun and picking up my box. So and paying all Mark's stuff. I mean, what a
what a great deal. Yeah,
that's great. So
Mark's in here buying stuff. So Kevin will pay for it. Kevin will pay for it.
Yeah, I go out and find stuff for him, and I spend a lot of his money when I find it. So it's funner spending someone else's money.
Oh yeah, always is.
Yeah,
but he didn't give you any money to bring.
He did not. No, but
funny how that worked out. He plans on being on. He plans on bidding. He knows you're going to be here. He volunteers you to pay, but he forgot to send you any money before you got here.
Yeah, he's pretty good for it. His wife had a surprise retirement party this month for him, so he's done in 2 days.
Well, good. Excited for Mark, and that a lot of years now you get to enjoy some of it. So
it is, yep. And he needs to. He's got some newer cars. He still has the '72 Cutlass convertible he had when he was 16. But I keep prodding him. He needs to find a shop to buy or rent, and so he can tinker and tear stuff apart.
Well, enjoyed having you, Kevin. Anything else you want to say before we wrap up? I don't want to cut you off. If you got something else you want to say.
No, that is it. I like I said earlier, I talked to 3 different people. I didn't see them on today, but I tell everyone about this, and I'd like to see the number at 100 someday.
Oh yeah,
on it. It's going to kill my auction. It's going to drive the price up, but that's all right. But it's there's a lot of people just don't know it's here, and we just gotta tell them, and it's pretty enjoyable.
Well, and like I always tell you guys, I try to do a decent job. I build these out every week, trying to keep things organized and keep things moving along. And I do try to put some effort into it, and I hope you guys appreciate what we do and that it's an okay product. I think of it as a product that I need to take care of for you guys. So
it's evolved. I've been doing it a year and a half, I suppose, and it's evolved. Quite a bit. Then I've watched a few older ones, and you've come a long ways.
Yeah, so. for good or bad, this is where we're at. So, well, once again, Kevin, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you hanging out tonight. Glad you had fun, and we'll get ready to wind things down. We'll get some more content up. Let's see Tuesday is New Year's Eve, but even if we do something, it'll be later. So we will squeeze a Tuesday night in. Still got some stuff to dig through from baling wire. And don't know what's in there after all that cool van stuff from a couple weeks ago. That got a little off the chains. And we're not even halfway through the packets he sent. So excited about that as well. So we'll see some of you Tuesday night. And we definitely sure hope to see all of you right back here next Sunday night. Same bat time, same bat station for some more Sunday night live chat. Yard walk. Yes, Pete. Good. Thanks for throwing that up. We are going to try, if the weather holds. Let me see what the weather looks like.
They told me up north is snow and rain tomorrow.
I hope that's not here.
Yeah, I didn't look.
Let's see. The first is Wednesday. As of right now, we are showing sunny and 43. So that would be perfectly fine for a probably early afternoon yard walk on the first. We do try to typically do the New Year's Day yard walk. So I did forget about that, Pete. Thanks for catching that. So we will shoot, if that holds, probably shortly after lunch on Wednesday the 1st for our New Year's Day yard walk. So almost forgot that. Pete saved me on it. So anyway, thanks for being here tonight, everybody. Hope to see you all next week, or hope to see you Wednesday too on the yard walk. So Kevin, anything else?
Sounds good. No, I'm it's getting past my bedtime now. It's getting close. So appreciate it. Have fun, guys.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for being here, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, making it. You're all thanking us, but I appreciate you guys being here, making this what it is, because without you, it wouldn't be much of anything other than me sitting here babbling into a webcam, and we know that wouldn't be very entertaining. So thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for your support. Hope to see some of you Tuesday night, hopefully on the Yard Walk Wednesday, and definitely hope to see you all right back here next Sunday night for some more Sunday night live chat. Have a great week, everybody.
Tell you what, I'm gonna go grab you some money.